So today we are working on page 28. We're still working on analyzing key ideas in an informational text. So yesterday we talked about just identifying an anecdote, right? So today we are going to talk about exploring more information and how to elaborate on a topic. So let's look at Atlantis Lost City. I'm going to read it once out loud to you here. But I do expect at home that you're reading this 3 times because we do our 3-read protocol. And remember our 3-read protocol, the first time we're just learning about the, reading about the article or passage just to figure out what are they going to be talking about. The second time we're actually reading for comprehension to understand what the article is or passage. And then the third time is to be specific, to give details, to cite evidence, to answer questions, more specifically to find those little details that are hidden in our passages. Okay, so Atlantis, Lost City by Julio Gonzalez. Archaeologists and writers have long speculated about the legendary city of Atlantis and its location. According to one theory, Atlantis was an island empire located off Europe in the Atlantic Ocean. It was home to an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago. The people of Atlantis tried to dominate the Mediterranean region of the world. Their plans for ruling the area were cut short when the Athenians defeated their army. Soon afterward, a massive earthquake devastated the island, causing it to sink beneath the ocean. A second theory suggests that Atlantis may have existed on the island of Thera in the Aegean Sea. The island sank into the sea after a major volcanic eruption. There is no evidence, however, to support either theory. Okay, now let's look at the question and what we're going to be doing today. It says, explore how to answer this question. What information does the author include to elaborate on the history of Atlantis? Think about theories the author gives about Atlantis' location and what happened to the city. Okay, so we're looking for information in the passage that elaborates on the history of Atlantis. So let's look at the history, huh? I'm just kind of skimming and revisiting here. It was home to an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago. Okay, so I'm going to underline that. Here we go. Oops, I meant to draw. There we go. Ooh, there I go, drawing all weird again, instead of in a straight line. Okay, let's see. The people of Atlantis tried to dominate the Mediterranean region of the world. Their plans for ruling the area were cut short when the Athenians defeated their army. Okay, so it's located off of Europe and the Atlantic Ocean, which is interesting. I thought it was off of the Mediterranean. Let's see. The Mediterranean region of the world. I'm going to underline that. They were trying to rule, but the Athenians defeated their army. And then soon afterwards, a massive earthquake devastated the island, causing it to sink beneath the ocean. Okay, so that was just some information on Atlantis, on the history of Atlantis. But now let's talk about elaborate here. So let's look at the second paragraph. A second theory suggests that Atlantis may have existed on the island of Thera in the Aegean Sea. The island sank into the sea after a major volcanic eruption. Here we go. There is no evidence, however, to support either theory. That it existed on the island of Thera. Okay. Let's see. It says, think about theories the author gives about Atlantis location and what happened to the city. So here's the two theories we have. Here's the second theory right here, right? That it existed off the island of Thera and that it sank after a major volcanic eruption. And then here's the first theory. According to one theory, Atlantis was an island empire located off of Europe. And so these were just its theories and the history behind Atlantis. Same thing for the second theory here. Now let's look at our chart. Look for examples that explain what may have happened to Atlantis. The chart gives an example relating to the first theory. Underline an example relating to the second one. Okay, which we probably already underlined since we did that before we did this chart. It says one theory is that Atlantis was located off Europe in the Atlantic Ocean. Another theory is that Atlantis may have existed on the island of Thera in the Aegean Sea. So let's talk about the first theory. So the first theory, a massive earthquake devastated the island, causing it to sink beneath the ocean, which we did talk about that here. According to the first theory, located off of Europe, it says a massive earthquake devastated the island. Okay, so the second theory, which is that it existed off the island of Thera in the Aegean Sea. So our example would be the island sank into the sea after a major volcanic eruption. So that's what I'm going to put here. That's going to be the example. So island sank after a major volcanic eruption. Okay. I think the island sank into the sea after the major, yep. Okay, so here's the part that you're going to do, and this is all that you have left. You're going to explain the purpose of each fact and example listed in the chart above. So what's the purpose of these two facts? What's the purpose of these two examples? What does this information help you to understand about Atlantis? So what does this information that we wrote in these charts help you to understand information about Atlantis? What did it give you? So it's just going to be pretty quick. So you're doing two things here. Number one, what's the purpose of each fact and example? And number two, what does this information help you understand about Atlantis? Okay, so you do need to do two things here. That's what I'm looking for number 20, for page 28 at the very bottom. Two things, and you have plenty of room here. It doesn't need to be elaborate, but just what's the purpose of each fact and example, and then what does this information help you understand? Okay, so you're going to do that. Take a picture, type it up into your text box, or show me in the media video, and then you'll get your work completion credit for this assignment. If you have any questions, though, reach out. I can help you. All right. Thanks, guys.